the profit experts. Protect your business from losses with general security and retail. Most of the retail stores are located in areas which are busy or in the heart of the city. These locations are much secured because in the event of an incident, the local police can immediately reach the store. However, not all the stores are lucky enough to be in a perfect location. While retail loss can occur due to employee theft or shoplifting, the other reason can also be robberies. Most of the small and medium stores are exposed to such threats, especially if they are away from the city and if there is lack of security. The general security in retail would help you prevent such incidents. A little bit of investment in security would help the businesses protect their stores as well as their customers. Over the past, these incidents have increased. The stores are exposed to robbery in several conditions such as the hours of business, store location, cash handling procedures, store visibility, access to major motorway and visibility of local police force. The weaker these conditions are, the more exposed to robbery and vandalism the store is. And hence it is important that the businesses take immediate action through the use of general security to prevent such incidents which can devastate the business for life. Robbery is conducted by desperate individuals. There are very few cases of organized robberies, therefore can be prevented with good general security and retail. The security is responsible for the store's security system. They are well equipped with knowledge on how to operate the security, surveillance and alarm systems. Apart from robberies, customer theft and employee theft, general security can also help business avoid the distribution chain thefts and administrative errors. Every department in the retail store needs to have strong security personnel so as to avoid the potential loss of the store from all corners. The basic role of general security in retail is to reduce and eliminate losses within the organization. Security is always geared up and in most cases is very reactive while they are identifying shoplifting cases or suspected employee theft. There is no doubt that retail stores are exposed to risk from everywhere. The main reasons are that these stores have large open entrances and there is constant inflow of people. The traffic is especially high during peak times in a day and during the weekends. The stores are exposed to loss during these times and there is every possibility of theft or loss. It is important to employ general security in retail so that the business premises can be protected. The security is provided by vendors and they are responsible for training the security personnel on a wide range of activities. These security personnel are experienced and provide a wide range of services to minimize the risk of exposure to theft. The entire store is covered with static security or mobile officers who are proactive enough to monitor the stores during open hours as well as during the nights. They are well trained with highest standards while they deal with the customers, visitors, staff and situations in the most professional, courteous and informative manner. General security in retail is always available at the site, ensuring that they protect the profits of the store. They are experts in identifying general pilferers who not only steal the products but also steal from the shoppers' bags. They are also known as career criminals and usually operate in organized gangs. The retail stores are much exposed to organized robbery if the robbers know that the stores are not protected. General security is licensed and can efficiently neutralize such risks that might affect the businesses monetarily. Necessity of asset protection planning. Retail industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. It is also an industry which is dynamic in nature in terms of margins, employment and turnover. With the competition growing each day, it becomes quite crucial for each retail player to maintain high standards at affordable prices to ensure not only profits but also to sustain market share. Asset protection planning is one of the key to achieving set goals for any retail chain in the present-day scenario. Through effective asset protection planning, one can reduce shrinkage by 10 to 80% depending upon the problem and other aspects, which can save millions of dollars to the company. There are several examples where companies save by adopting shrinkage management tools effectively. Asset protection planning has to be done well in advance to achieve the set goals and profits. There is a popular misconception that shrinkage is the cost of running a retail business. However, good asset planning can prove it to be wrong and significantly bring down shrinkage. There are several aspects that need to be taken into consideration while doing the asset protection planning. These can be as follows. The facts have to be taken into account while calculating shrinkage. Fact-based and data-driven approach to shrinkage management can lead to reduction in shrinkage. Identify the core problems of shrinkage and include ways of controlling it in the asset protection planning. Take disciplined approach to shrinkage and proper asset protection planning by considering the dollar value of the shrinkage can help greatly. Teams need to be allocated to reduce shrinkage and be made accountable for the reduction. Finally, once a particular process has been set up for effective asset protection, proper steps have to be taken to ensure it is being followed continuously. As everyone would know, retail industry operates with a meager margin in which around 1 to 2% of it is being further affected by the shrinkage. No matter how hard a retail firm tries to control shrinkage, it would be humanly impossible to have an eye on every corner of the store. For example, it has been found in a store that the associates have been over-ordering perishable inventory due to lack of historical sales data. Developing and implementing order guides for all perishable departments as a part of asset protection planning helped reduce 30% of perishable shrink, saving an impressive $7 million annually. Though every retailer would agree that asset protection is important yet hard to achieve, it has been observed that quite a lot of times simple steps can solve the issue. A retail firm which felt that the smaller dairy stock keeping units or improper product rotation are the reason for shrinkage in the store later came to know that it is mainly due to the leakage in the caps of the larger scuss. A whopping 55% of shrinkage was cut, saving over $1 million to the firm. A proper asset protection planning can help in solving such issues. Everyone in the retail organization, from frontline staff to executives, needs to know and implement asset protection planning for achieving the set goals. After good asset protection planning and implementation, it is also very important to ensure continuation of this successful planning in the future. This is another challenge to the retail industry because though these plans are effectively implemented in the initial years with lot of excitement, they get faded slowly with time and the same problems would be addressed in the future. Effective problem identification, asset protection planning, its implementation and continuous monitoring are very essential to reduce shrinkage. Effective asset protection systems for a healthy retail marketing system. For all the retail companies, shrink remains a major factor that would help them enhance the profitability of the company and also improve the company's performance. Many retailers continuously try various methods to tackle this problem, There is not much change in this scenario, and the retail market still faces the problem of inventory shrink. One should understand the fact that inventory management is one area where a lot can go wrong, and at the same time a lot can happen that can actually make a positive difference. Here are a few steps that all retail companies tend to ignore very often, and which are the reasons for shrinkage. Lack of identification of areas that have to be concentrated upon in order to tackle the problem of shrink. Inability to observe, identify and analyze the root cause of the entire problem. Unsuccessful implementation of improvement schemes that can deal with the shrinkage. Inability to keep a tab on the areas of improvement at various stores. Wrong judgment in the choice of prioritizing shrinkage management targets. Now let's get into detail and discuss about these factors as to how they affect the business and how they can be managed in order to expect better results. Lack of identification of areas that have to be concentrated in order to tackle the problem of shrink. The shrinkage losses might be happening in various areas of the inventory management system of a company. For example, it might be due to improper asset protection systems that are in place for a particular company. Also, many retailers think that dealing with the shrink means reducing the percentage of the shrink loss over a year or a particular period of time. However, it is important to make sure that this loss is dealt at the dollar level and not at the overall percentage level. Inability to observe, identify and analyze the root cause of the entire problem. This is one of the very common scenarios that we find in many retail stores. It is extremely important that one has the perseverance and patience to actually know the root cause of the problem rather than worrying about the peripheral issues that cause these problems. Unsuccessful implementation of improvement schemes that can deal with the shrinkage. Once the real cause for shrink is determined, improvement schemes will be set in place in order to reduce shrinkage. However, at a lot of retail companies these schemes are not effectively implemented, which result in the failure of these schemes. The companies have to take necessary initiatives to deal with all the problems that are included in the asset protection systems. Inability to keep a tab on the areas of improvement at various stores. One cannot observe changes if the problem is not identified at the chain of retail outlets in a particular company. By identifying and implementing the improvement schemes at single stores or at a couple of stores, one may not solve the problem and will not be sufficient to control the overall losses that are caused due to the flaws in the asset protection systems. Wrong judgments in the choice of prioritizing shrinkage management. Right kind of decision at the right time has to be made to understand and implement the improvement schemes in a company. Inventory shrinkage is one such problem which can never be ignored, and that can actually offer opportunities to improve the overall performance of the company. When these things are focused at the right time, the retail industry can find a solution for the control of losses incurred due to inventory shrinkage and can establish a healthy marketing system. Thank you for watching. Join us at http://www.theprofitexperts.co.uk.